Всем привет. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, Kirill.
Good morning.
Yes, you are members of the group who can speak and who can be visible.
Well, it
And-
says we cannot be visible.
Really?
Yeah, because the organizer turned off capability.
Okay, can you try again?
Trying. Вы не можете включить видео, поскольку его установил организатор.
Same here.
Same for you, yes?
Yep.
Let's.
Yes, for all three of us.
Okay, can you try? Oh, no. Okay.
It's only sound now.
And how to do that?
Same.
The same, yes?
Yep.
Nabil,
Kirill, he stayed.
Indeed.
No video yet.
And could you try again?
No, again, it's the same.
Вы не можете включить видео, поскольку его установил организатор.
Окей, а давай попробуем. Я тебя сделаю организатором, ты включишь видео, передашь Саше.
А передам Саше что?
Роль организатора.
Давай попробуем.
Включай видео свое. Теперь let's switch to Alexandra and then to Nabil, and Nabil will transfer me organizer rights.
А как можно сделать организатора? Объясни, пожалуйста, я ни разу не делал.
Правой кнопкой на вот верхний правый угол.
Сделать организатором.
Да. Nabil, Alexandra will transfer you right to be organizer, and you can switch on your video, and then to transfer this right to me.
No, it works. Oh my God, I'm just like from the bed.
Where is your beautiful background?
I will return back. Just a second, and then to Nabil. Make organizer. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Nabil.
Hello.
Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you all. So we have prepared some presentation. I want to go through it. Nabil, could you give me back? Yeah, thank you. And Alexandra, switch off again.
Yeah, I'm brushing.
Okay, we will give you the rights later. Okay. So we prepared a long presentation. about INDY, and the part about product, I will lead it from the beginning till the slide number 18. In between, I want to use the webinar interface of Zoom. And make some questionnaire, yes, about how experienced are they, I mean our prosthetists who will be there. And I only one thing, I haven't received the information about registrations. Do you know how many people should we expect?
No clue. We sent it to a lot of groups.
I know the guys from Middle East registered, and the guys from Pakistan. From this mail out which Maxim sent yesterday, we deleted all African countries and Indonesia. And it was sent out to about 200 contacts. How many?
Okay, perfect.
Like I have understanding from about those which we believe to be partners in Middle East and Pakistan, that at least like 30 would register from like my end. And others, I don't know.
And who's receiving the statistics? We normally should get the registration information.
Yes, normally it should be inside of personal cabinet in the Zoom website. Nabil, with your suggestions, I have sent them to Nikita, but he said that this is only photos and videos, and he doesn't need it. But I think that we should help him. Maybe webinar is not his competence, and we will help him, because I expect that they will prepare like good part about installation, but they just took previous materials, and that's all. So that's why I confused a bit, that we have only the previous instructions. I tried to cut something from main manual about installation, but somehow I confused that guys, they don't have something different from previous year. And I don't know, do we need to have something like medical part? I mean, a lot of slides about restrictions, and etc. What do you think? Do we need it?
It's okay, Evgeny, because all the cases look different, so they can just focus on what kind of cases we need. So I don't mind, because it won't take much time. I think it's just 1 minute each for one slide. We can just, they're just gonna
but here, like 1 minute per one slide, it's like 15 slides, 15 minutes just about some restrictions.
Then question and answers.
In my opinion, from German perspective, the main feedback that we have, what they need is just more like to pass through the manual of our prosthetics. So that means more technical parts, spares, how to assemble it, etc., etc. I think part regarding more medical things, like to whom to install or not. At least from the CPOs from Germany, they know themselves what are the suitable cases. They have seen them all and so on. I'm not sure whether it will be really relevant.
It's a lot of information.
Thank you.
Yes. The main questions are going to be in the technical aspect, because even in the last webinar, it was mostly the technical questions they asked about where do we place it, how do we stick the battery. These were the main questions I think as the CPOs will ask you, because it's
Yes,
new
from my point of view, it's also important to have mostly CPOs answers, but medical one, I don't know here.
Medical one, it's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. Maybe we can delete it and Nikita will describe only the part. My congratulations to Alexandra. Today we will announce it officially. We passed through the national round of G20. How we call it, Alexandra? G20 innovation.
Leadership innovation or something like that.
So we can actively go in 20 countries.
We can
G20 Innovation League.
Yeah. We can actively go to Europe, because Europe is the main, I suppose, target audience for G20. Am I right?
Yeah. So this is the initiative of G20, where they're collecting some innovative solutions. I'm not sure if just only from Europe, but I think globally. So we passed the national finals, like from Russia, and currently we are at the international level. And if everything goes well, so we will be able to go to the summit. It will be in Italy.
Wow.
So I want to delete everything about restrictions, conditions, flexion and extension. Only maybe this slide I will skip for the beginning, because here the main.
Yes, we need this.
Then Maya box, then application, then manufacturing, then technical drawing for manufacturing. Maybe here will be better. To show it at the beginning. What do you think, Nabil? Do we need this slide at the beginning or afterwards?
Good here. We can add it here.
Flexion, extension, levels. Do we need this? What do you think? Do we need this prescription for prosthesis?
Yes.
At the beginning, I
Oh.
suppose.
Yes, we can. How we're going to prescribe it, and even the next slide we can move it up. Number 33 and number 34.
33.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Let's check. Rotation, battery.
No more up.
Battery maybe somewhere here. I think we need some happy face here to show that you have done, or the final technical drawing with assembled product. Okay, I want to find some happy face there. Okay, some people are here. They are waiting for the beginning, for the start of our webinars. Dear colleagues, we will start in 8 minutes. Nikita, we will join you. We will make you as one of the speaker. Give me a second.
We have to do it again for Sasha and Nabil too, because they can't return to video.
Yeah.
Unless you make a host again.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me right now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Nikita is there.
Yeah. Actually, if we don't need my picture, it will be nice. My video.
Yeah, sure. Nikita, we will make you the organizer right now, and you will switch off your video, switch on your video by yourself, and then you will make Alexandra or Nabil organizer to make the same. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you are the main organizer right now, and you can switch on your video and then give this right to Alexandra.
So sorry, actually, if you can put my picture like inside the video, it will be nice. Yeah, because I'm at home, not really nice phone. Yeah, but if you need a video, okay. Like you.
Yeah, it would be better. It would be better for us and for our audience to see our faces.
Okay. Okay. 1 second. I need to change location a little bit. Yeah.
I can make you a present, nice background as we have.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, it will be nice. Yeah. So, and about this part of medical part of our presentation.
Yes.
Actually, I don't think we need so much about the stump lengths, X-rays. So it will be nice to have a first 2 pictures when we have a three stumps. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Now please make someone else the organizer, Alexandra or Nabil.
Yes. It is the right corner of their black square.
Yeah.
Of the icon.
Yeah. Ask to put it on. Put the on sound. Okay. Nabil, are you here?
I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Could you switch on your videos?
Not the host yet.
No?
No.
Ага. Никит, а можешь Набила сделать организатором?
Так, а что нужно делать сейчас?
Правой кнопкой,
Сделать организатором.
правой мышью кликни на Набила, и там будет сделать его организатором.
Yes.
Ага.
Thank you.
Oh,
Perfect.
hello.
Hello, Nikita. Nice to finally see you.
Yeah. Nice to see you too.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
So everyone there, we have 4 minutes left before we start. Yes, some of our colleagues are there. Yes, we want to greet them. Greetings to you from Russia, from Moscow, from Russia, from Yekaterinburg, from India. Yes, Nabil.
Yes. Hello. I see you have so many of our colleagues from India right now.
Yes, dear colleagues, we have our chat. Don't hesitate to write there, to write your questions for speakers, for our team, and we will be glad to answer for it. Also, if you want to speak, you can ask. Okay. Am I audible? Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'm just checking different types of Wi-Fi to be sure. Okay, brilliant. Dear colleagues, if you want to ask any questions by your voice, we can switch on your microphone, but you have to raise your hand and or write a question to the chat.
People of the same name.
I want to start my screen sharing and begin our webinar in a few seconds. Okay, guys, today we are here for a technical workshop about Motorica INDY prosthesis, and today with us, Motorica team. Here is Nabil Ahmed. He is responsible for Indian operations. Nabil, say hello.
Hello. Hello, all the panelists and all the attendees. Nice to see you all. Hello from India.
Hello, hello from Russia. My name is Evgeny. I'm responsible for global development of Motorica, and I'm covering today the part about INDY product, INDY prosthesis, and Nikita Tumanov will help me in terms of prosthesis part. Yes, he is well-known and highly experienced prosthetist from Russia. Yes, and Nikita has a huge experience in hands. And I give you a word, Nikita.
So, hello, my name is Nikita. I'm making prosthetics like upper limbs, Mayo, and others. So yeah, so today we have my one. It's quite nice, and if you have already some questions, just write to me or just ask, and I will make a short one presentation. Yeah, for this. I hope everyone will understand my English. Yeah, Russian English. Yeah, and so nice to meet you.
Thank you, Nikita. We will try to help you if some of our colleagues will have problems or complications with understanding. So the next participant, and you see her picture, it's Alexandra. She's responsible for European direction in Motorica, yes, and she will guide and help our colleagues from Europe who are participating right now in this webinar. Alexandra, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Yeah, so indeed, if you will have any questions regarding cooperation with us on the European markets, do not hesitate to reach out to me. So we'll be glad to exchange on that more in details. Hope you will all enjoy the webinar today and wish you a great day today.
Thank you. Brilliant. And the last but not the least team member of our today's panel, it's Kirill. He's responsible for Middle East market, and Kirill, your turn.
Hello, my friends, my colleagues. I'm glad to see you all today here, and I hope we have a good webinar. Please don't hesitate to write down any questions you have. Even if we don't answer right away, we will be able to come back with all the answers later on. And wish everybody a good day.
Thank you. And we are ready to start. Yes, and first of all, I want you guys to mute your microphones when you are not speaking. It will be great for speakers, yes, to be in silent, yes, and not to disturb each other. And of course, if you see any questions in our chat, I would suggest Alexandra, Kirill, and Nabil to ask these questions during our presentations. We will have two sections. First section will be about the product, common questions, common product marketing question, benefits for prosthesis, benefits for the customer, about INDY prosthesis. And after it, we will have the section of questions and answers, Q&A session. And we can keep these questions for a while, yes, and answer them at the end of each stage. And at the beginning, I want to introduce our company, who we are, where we're from. Motorica is a Russian leader in prosthetic market of upper limb. So we are focusing only this problem, only upper limbs and upper limb prosthesis. We are working more than 6 years on research, development, and production of upper limb prosthesis. So we produce more than 2,400 prosthesis from 2016. We have a strong and very big team. It's 86 people. Most of them are engineers, coders, people who are working with customers, with rehabilitation, and of course, prosthesis. And we have clients in 12 countries right now. We are working globally, and that's why today we have a big audience from all over the world, from different regions, different countries. And we hope that in the nearest future, we will see our happy customers in your countries, in your regions, and in your clinics. Here you see some logos of our partners, among them Samsung, Nike, because we try to create awareness of this social problem of people with amputations and try to help them from technological perspective. That's why Samsung is here, and we implement different types of different digital features to our prosthetic hands. And Nike is here because we implement different sports to rehabilitation part of the prosthetic at all. So we see ourselves not only as a producer of some tools, gadgets, and hands, but also people who can help our clients to recover themselves in the society. And that's why we have strong partners to do that, to do sport and other activities. Our core competence is upper limb rehabilitation. We have different types of devices in our portfolio. It's Maya hands, it's body powered, and also we have VR trainings and different rehab approaches which are approved and presented in ISPO conference last year, and this year also we have 2 presentations. It will be online for the Mexica ISPO this year, but anyway, it's a good opportunity to exchange our knowledges between prosthetists, between producers, and between teams who are working on it. I want you here to emphasize some features of INDY hands. It's a basic myoelectric hand with 5 fingers pinch grip. It allows our users to cover a lot of daily routine tasks and lift the weight up to 20 kgs. We have battery life from 24 to 72 hours, depends on the capacity of the battery and depends on the activity of our patient. We have a water protection. It's splash-proof hand, IP54. Of course, we want more, yes, but right now we have this option, and we will present more options at the end of this year. And we developed this type of feature because we believe that it is one of the most important feature of the hand, because people are wearing it in different conditions, like we are working in India, yes, and huge percentage of humidity in the air will influence on the reliability of the product. So that's why we see ourselves in development of water protection, and one of the key feature. We have different, but it's one of the key feature. What do we have? We have basic wrist rotation. It's manual wrist rotation, quick release, and 360 degrees. And we have one of the lightweightest solution in the market. It's lightweight. It's 290 grams without internal parts, without the battery. Yes, and we will show you a bit later the comparison with the other producers, and you will be surprised. So what is inside? Inside we use different components. Most of them are European. We use Full Haber Motors. It's Germany. We use stainless steel, aluminum, and polyamide for 3D printing. It's hypoallergenic material, also from Germany. It allows us to make prosthesis more light and more personal. and I will show you a bit later about personalized part of our products. Of course, our products are certified, first of all, in European Union, and we have all documents to sell and to equip our prosthetists with the best components, which are approved by very strict, certification entities in Europe. Here you see some indie activities, and as I described before, indie allow our patient to cover like 60–70% of daily operations. It has a very strong grip, and moreover, with this type of Myo hand, our athlete Sergey is bilateral amputee, and we achieved last year in Cybathlon in Zurich the 4th place worldwide from 15 teams who are working with upper limbs and who are actually engineers, yes, who are teams who produce these hands. We achieved the 4th place worldwide, and I think that it's a really great result for our product to be presented there and to have this result, which confirm that we are going with the right direction. Next slide, I want to stop on our options in terms of design for our hands. We have 2 options, and you see it is two happy users with robotic design and cosmetic design hands, and we have both of them. We have cosmetic PVC gloves or silicone gloves inside. It depends on the region and depends on the market, but we have it on stock with different tones, which allow our user to choose the tone which can be more I don't know, similar with there, but here we want to say that we don't want our people to cover trauma. That's why we want to show them something else and to give them opportunity to show their personality through their device, because through this personality you can show that you are not shy. You don't need to cover, you don't need to hide. Yes, you have to show your personality, that it is a part of your look and it's part of your daily routine. And that's why we have 2 options. It's design option and it is cosmetic option. And here you see different option to do that. What about features? Indie hand have interesting feature from my point of view and from point of view of our customers, who emphasize that most of prosthetists, they have complicated equipment in terms of charger. If something wrong with the charger, you don't know what you should do to order the new one, to wait it from the producer, etc. But we have interesting feature. You can charge our indie hand just with power bank, usual power bank, and through the Type-C port. We have a Type-C port on the button, and you don't need to buy some additional chargers. You can use your charger for your cell phone, and it's more than enough. And also, you as a key feature for our customer, they will be independent from electricity, and they don't need to change any batteries. They don't need to do that. Yes, they need just to bring power bank with them to charge their cell phone and to charge their hand. That's all. It's simple. I think that it's a good one. What else? We have patented technology of graphene nanotubes for fingertips. It's only for design version which looks like robotic one. These nanotubes allow us to provide electricity through the fingertips and to use any type of this screen for Android, for iOS, whatever. I think that in 21st century, it's one of the most important feature, and this feature is coming in our basic INDY design model. We have a wide range of size. We have 3 sizes for adults and 1 for teenagers. Here you see the range for adults is ML, XL, and here you see the circumferences of the hand. It's more than enough to cover most part of traumas and most part of size. Here I want to emphasize and stop on this slide to show how we feel ourselves if we will compare our products with other products which exist in the market, because it's not all of them, yes, but I want to show you one of the interesting solutions from Ottobock. It's Worry Plus Speed, and the basic solution of Ottobock, it's myofascial or digital twin, depends on the country. The name could be different, but we believe that these products are really good, and we know it. It is like a basic one grip solution, well known worldwide.
Zhenya, you're disappearing.
Yes, I think there's some issue with your internet connection.
We want to compare our, we have weight. Thank you, colleagues, for mentioning it. Do you hear me? Okay, perfect, perfect. Let's go. So I stopped with the weight. Yes, the last part about the weight. Okay, okay, perfect. What about the weight? A lot of colleagues whom we shown our products, whom we shown our INDY kits, they emphasize that this product is lightweight, and our users also confirm that in the INDY hands they have lighter weight than their previous hands, which they used before, and we see this is a very big competitive advantage for this product. For first of all, for user, yes, and secondly, in terms of marketing, yes, we try to make it lighter from version to version, but right now we are lighter than our main competitors. If you check the grip force, we have something similar with the Worry Speed and myofascial hand. It's over 10 kgs. It's more than enough to cover daily routine. It's very strong grip, actually. Yes, and it's enough for the patient. But if they need to make it stronger, we have Bluetooth connection and Android and iOS application to change it through the application, and it's comfortable for the prosthetist not to send these products back to headquarters of the company, of the producer, but to set and make some pre-settings by themselves through the very good and from user experience point of view application. I think that is comfortable for everyone, for prosthetists and for user at the same time. What about water resistance? Ottobock and our main competitors, they haven't announced it anywhere that they are focusing on this feature. We are focusing this feature. We have IP certification for 54 level. It's level of splash resistance. Of course, we don't recommend you to swim with the hand or to go to shower, and of course to switch it off while heavy rain, especially in India. Yes, Nabil, I think it's important in India.
Yes, definitely, because we have wonderful weather conditions. So our rains are always predictable and unpredictable. So I think all our users in India are prepared for it now.
Yeah, I hope that it will help. Yes, but anyway, we recommend to switch off the hand while heavy rain. Speed, the next feature. Here we have the middle range speed at 75 millimeters per second. It's enough for our clients who are using our devices right now. And if you will compare this figure with the figures of digital twin, it's the same. But if you will compare it with Vari Speed, because Vari Speed was made for this mainly for this feature. Yes, they have a high speed like 300. It's a huge number, but we need to be in the middle of affordability, yes, and high-end and advanced features, because the price for Vari Speed is too high, yes, and we need to be in between, yes, to give our clients possibility to wear it, to make it affordable, yes, and simultaneously to give them basic features and basic interesting figures in terms of speed. If we're talking about battery capacity, we have big batteries. It's 1,200 or 3,500 mAh. It's more than enough for 24 hours of usage. But our users who are testing our products right now, they said that 3-4 days without charging they can easily do, and we are proud of it because we have it's a big actually advantage, and it's a big disadvantage for our customers when unfortunately their hand stopped somewhere in the in the shop, and they can't carry their luggage or some other activities. We have 360-degree wrist. It's a basic manual feature for each hand. I don't want to stop on it. We have solution for transcarpal amputation. We have touchscreen fingertips, which I mentioned before, and other producers, they don't have it. Only the advanced product of iLimb, they have this feature, and we have this feature in our basic solutions. We have fast charging Type-C. In 4-5 hours, you will charge the hand to 100%, and you can charge it from power bank. And they mentioned before, we have 2 applications for iOS and Android to have a connection with Bluetooth to the hand. Each hand have the Bluetooth model, and it's very easy to have some presettings to see the activities of the muscles through this application, and Nikita will describe it a bit later, how it looks like. We have digital sensors which allow us to make it more sensitive than analog sensors of our competitors, and we can clean digitally the level of threshold, and we can use our prosthesis for this type of patients who has a really weak level of the signal. It's also very important not to cut someone and give these people opportunity to use our devices. And the last but not the least advantage, what do we have? It's a design version. It's important for people who want to show their personality, who can choose different colors, different designs, different additional wrist plates here. It's magnet plates, which they can change by themselves, and for example, to show their mood and to exchange from yellow to black, or from black to pink, if it's a girl. I think that's important feature for the 21st century when people want to show their personality. Here is the INDY kit for installation. We supply it with the black box. You see here the design of this box, and all spares are inside. You see it here inside of the box. So you will get the hand with the cosmetic glove or without cosmetic glove, depends on the design or cosmetic model. We have a set of rotator, control system, power supply system, charging model, battery, battery mortgage, or dumb pieces for the socketing. All things what do you see here will be inside of the box. It's ready to go kit, ready to supply, and ready to for installation. We have 1 year of warranty, and we support for 3 years our product, where people can in our service centers, in our distributor centers worldwide, they can repair it, or they can repair it for some small issues inside of the clinic. Yes, we have our educational course about how to fix the product to make it more time effective and to reduce the timing of delivery of the hand from our customer, from our prosthetist to the headquarters in Russia and back. We don't need it. We have to give a chance for the prosthetist to fix some small problems by themselves and to repair it immediately. And our customers don't need to wait. It is important because to live without the hand, it's quite complicated. Yes, and we have to avoid these situations, of course, but it's a complicated technically product, and of course, in the future, we expect that some of them will fail, and we need to support these failures with the very fast and good service. It's all from my end. I want to discuss with our colleagues some questions about the product, but first of all, I want to understand our audience, to speak with them and understand their level of experience. How many hands have they installed before? How do you experience with these hands? So do we have any questions in our chat, or I saw that someone raised their hands. I think that we can ask our colleagues to speak. Yes, hello. Priyanka, I see Priyanka Patil. If you have any questions, you can ask through your microphone.
Yeah, Priyanka and Naveen, you have some questions, please, you can go ahead.
Yes, Naveen. Okay, We don't hear you, but anyway.
May I ask one question? I received a question to the chat, apparently to my personal chat, and I'll just voice it. The question is, which myosensor are we using? Probably it came from anonymous voice, probably meaning a brand name or some description of the myosensor.
That's a good question, because lots of prosthetists are asking it while our meetings globally, and the answer is simple. We use our own myosensors. We use our patented technology of digital sensors, which are basically similar with all myosensors worldwide. For the prosthetist, actually it doesn't matter. It looks like the same. I think Nikita will confirm this information, that from prosthetist point of view, it's the same. But from technical point of view, it's more sensitive. And I think that's my answer. I hope I answered.
Okay, yes. And another question is also from anonymous participant. What is the voltage of the battery that we're using?
If you are talking about the voltage, I don't remember right now, but we will send all specifications, yes, about the product after the webinar, and product presentations after the webinar. I know only the capacity, because voltage from this point of view, it doesn't matter. You can charge it from any socket. What do you have? Because the charger could be different, and we can charge it in India. You can charge it in North America or in Europe. Whatever, you can use any charger. What do you have? We supply, of course, the charger, which is mostly for European market. Yes, we use it in European market, but you can use any socket to do that.
Okay, more questions coming. Question from Ahmad Malla. Can we purchase this myosensor from Motorica?
My short answer will be yes. You can purchase these myosensors, but with our hands. We are not selling our spares separately. To do that, you should buy the hand fully with this sensor. 2 sensors will be inside.
Okay, and another question is from Hilal Ahmad. How fast this hand can work? Meaning the main issue is in such kind of hand is the delayed response. So I understand the question is about the speed of the response of the hand.
That's a good question. Maybe some of you can help me with that, because we don't have a user here, and I can't say you that it's immediately, because I don't use it. Yes, I'm not the user of the hand. Of course, our engineers made this latency between the muscle activity, yes, and the grip as shorter as we can. But I think it's better to answer for our users. Yes, and our users who are participating in different presentations, who are participating in different activities, who use it daily, they are satisfied with this speed. Yes, and we have one request to make it a bit stronger. Maybe sometimes for men it's important, but we never faced requests to make it faster and faster. Yes, they have very low latency.
Okay, thank you. Another question is from Hina Prajapati. Apparently the question is about the surface electrodes we're using. I believe it's the same question as the previous about the sensors. Surface electrodes is probably the sensors, right?
Yes, it's surface electrodes. That's correct.
Okay, so we answered this question. These are our own Motorica sensors. And the next question is from Mr. Himanshu Churasia. What is the life of prosthetic hand?
The life of the prosthetic hand could be different, depends on the level of activity of the user. But we expect that 3 years of life cycle. We believe that active user, yes, can rely on 3 years and then to change some mechanical or electronic part inside.
Okay, the next question is from anonymous participant. Do we have a body-powered hand?
Yes, we have, and somehow it's a teaser for the next presentation. We have and plan to organize the next presentation with the same team, yes, who will participate there, about our body-powered hand. We call it sidey hand, and please wait for the follow-up after this webinar with the invitation to the next webinar about body powered, to know more what we are doing in terms of this type of product.
Okay, and the next question is from Mr. Ahmed Mala. Do you have your own device to know the position of the MIO sensors?
Yes, we have, and Nikita will show you a bit later in his presentation what type of devices do we have. Usually we have 2 ways to do that. To have a demonstration hand in our clinic, yes, and to use the same sensors and to show the patient the results immediately when the patient see after the Maya assessment that hand in front of him on the table is working. It's very good solution to do that. But also we have Maya box. It's something similar with Maya Boy or Foxbox. It's easy to go box to measure myoelectric sensitivity of muscle.
Another question from Miss Hina Prajapati. How many types of movements done by hand?
How many types of movements done by hand? This hand is 1 grip. It's 5 finger, 1 grip, and pinch grip. So it's 1 grip solution.
Okay.
But pinch grip can cover like 60–70% of daily operations.
And we're talking about this particular model.
Yeah, this particular model is in the hand.
Okay, the next question from Mr. Mohammed Osim. What about the cosmetic glove for Indy?
Good question. What about cosmetic glove? Everything good with cosmetic glove for Indy hands, and we supply if you order Indy cosmetic. So we have Indy cosmetic and Indy design. Indy design is robotic look, and cosmetic Indy cosmetic it's a version with the cosmetic glove. So we supply the cosmetic glove inside of the box. Okay. It's made of silicone or PVC, depends on the region, depends on what do we expect and what our customer expects.
Okay, and the next question from anonymous participant. What are the problems you are facing with Myo powered hand?
What are the problems which we usually face with Myo powered hand? As a producer, we can say from 2 perspectives, from technical perspective and from customer perspective. Yes, from technical perspective, we face some problems with water damages. Yes, that's why we are doing our IP protection. If you are talking about installation, we face maybe some small complications with a prosthetist who use application to set the proper myoelectric level, yes, for the sensor. But usually all of these troubles can be shoot by our troubleshooting team, yes, and we can support you with any type of question. What do you have and what will you face in the future? Or maybe you can describe a bit wider this topic and ask direct question: what type of problem with this hand you usually face, and we can say do we have it or we fix it with our product.
Okay, and thank you. The next question from Darshana Sarma. Good afternoon, sir. How many number of cycles a user gets after full charge battery?
That's a good question, because we have two types of batteries, smaller one and bigger one. With the smaller one, the capacity allow us to cover like 400 or 500 grips, and the bigger one, it's twice bigger. Yes, we can cover approximately 1,000 cycles.
Okay. A question from Mr. Himanshu Choreja. What happens after 3 years of service life? Is it expensive to repair the hand after 3 years?
It is the same, but usually we recommend to change whole kit. Usually we change whole kit of the hand in 3 years. But if the patient is ready to repair it, we can repair it, but the price and the cost of this service maybe sometimes will be more in complex than to repair to exchange it with the new one. And of course, after 3 years, your hand will be old, because right now technologies are going faster and faster, and in 3 years this hand will be not the same hand as 3 years ago. And for our customers, we advise to change it and to use more advanced product.
Okay, the next question is from Mr. Sukanto. What are common hurdles we come across while fitting of Motorica INDY? Any particular issues on grafted stump end?
I think that we can discuss this question later when we will speak about prosthetic parts and some restrictions of installation. I think, colleagues, I am checking right now the timing. Yes, and we have a Q&A session for 15 minutes already. I think that we can keep these questions and answer them at the end of our session. And I want to finish the Q&A session with the end of our questionnaire. And you see that our audience is really different. People who we have like 20% from different target audience. But I like that we have here well experienced prosthetists, smart prosthetists who installed more than 30 hands, who installed from 15 to 30 hands, and it's a good experience, and we can exchange our experience together. That's why we are here. And the next, I want to give my microphone to Nikita and give him a word about the prosthetic part, about installation, about socketing, and I want to to ask you, do you want to show your screen by yourself, or you will use my screen and just say to me to switch?
I will just think I will use your screen, and we need slide 24, I think will be nice. And we will start with this.
Okay, perfect. Let's go. So yeah, some small introduction about you, Nikita.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So I'm a prosthetics guy, so CPO. So I make a prosthetic. I meet the patient, make a cast, and make everything to make the prosthetic in the end. So this main thing that I make, and maybe guys from the making all these technical things sometimes a little bit angry for me, because all small problems I just detected. I just say to them. So we always have a process that we make something better, and better for patient, better for prosthesis, to make it easier, prosthetic.
So Nikita, so small introduction about you. So Nikita have a huge experience in different type of prosthesis. He was an Ottobock trainer, and right now he trained Motorica prosthetists and Motorica partners across the Russia and nearest countries, I suppose. And he's a well-educated and experienced guy, and I think that we can start with level of traumas which we.
Yep, about the level of trauma. So we can transradial amputation, and we have different things. We have very short, a lot of Russia, then short, like medium, yeah, long, and the circulation of the wrist. So the INDY hand going quite good for all these parts. It's have a quite small space between a wrist and end of big finger, yeah, on a toy, yeah, and it's something like 12 centimeters. So if we have a circulation of a wrist, maybe plus 2 centimeters, it will be okay about the length with other hand, like with a healthy hand. Yeah, and about very short one, I want to say that it must be something like 5 to 7 centimeters, and 5 centimeters of a bone will be nice, because if it less, it can be a problem to make a nice inner socket to this patient.
Okay. Okay, we can switch, yes, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay, here we have contraindicators for.
Yeah, so we have absolute one, short stump, of course, but anyway, you need to see the patient, need to see video if you can't meet him, and understand movements of the stump. Maybe it can be less, maybe sometimes, but not always. Like 90%, if it's less than 5 centimeters, it can be a real problem, and prosthetic hand will be not really good in daily life. It will be like you can put it on, but just open, close, but not operated fully.
Like cosmetic.
So, like cosmetic, but it's a little bit heavier than cosmetic. Not much, yeah. But in the hand, when it's prosthetic hand already, it's of course depends of the materials of the socket, inner socket, outer socket, and batteries. But usually it's weight something like 850 grams, something like that. So no, not more than 1 kilo for sure. So absolute scarring, yes, of course it can be, but scarring can be a problem when you put electrodes on it, because it can be, it's not making a sweat, and not such a nice signal we can have on it, but sometimes we have signal, so you need to try. So limitation of joint mobility, yeah, it's a problem, but you need to see any case by your own. Yeah, and we can of course consultation if you put a video, photos, some materials.
Yeah, I want to mention for our colleagues, if you have some complicated cases, we have a cross-disciplinary, yes, multidisciplinary team from prosthetists and surgeons who can check this case, and case by case we can understand and help you to identify, is it good solution for this client or not. And we have the service, and we are helping our prosthetists worldwide to evaluate these type of patients. Yes, thank you, Nikita. Please go ahead.
So yep. So muscle hypertrophy, but it's a signal from muscle. It must be bigger than 50, like near 50, but it's not the really rule to make it, because we have an app, we have a nice electrodes, and they catch every small signal. The main thing, the signal must be quite good and controlled. So the patient must have a control of signal, so he can make 10 signals the same. So one by one, it will be a good position for make a prosthetic. So less than 50, you need to think and see the patient. If it's like 50 and more, so for sure it will be nice.
And of course, to test it with the demonstration hand in the clinic or with Maya box.
We will show it my box a few slides later. So relative region of residence. So it's a place here of living. Then profession. Long stump, for example, after articulation in the wrist. So 2 centimeters after the wrist, it's okay. More, it can be a problem, or to make a socket, or can be a problem with the length. Like prosthetic hand will be more length than the normal hand. So rudiments, preventing fitting in the socket. Rudiments, it's always like a little problem. Yeah, in Russia, people don't like to make the surgery to cut something. Yeah, so usually we just think about that, maybe make a socket with some holes and other stuff. So it's it will be your decision how to make it.
Okay, thank you. I think we can switch to the part 3 about prescription for prosthetics. Yes, what do we need?
So what do we need for make a prosthetic hand, to make a decision to make it? Patient survey, of course, stump appearance, yep, radiologically assessment, maybe, but not for all. Like if we have some problems with movements and maybe some painful parts, yeah, but most of cases it's okay without. Evaluation of control muscle function, pressure on the end of the stump. Pressure on the end of the stump, I don't know how it looked like in India and other countries, but we have a lot of surgeries for amputation, and sometimes doctors, I don't know why, don't put enough soft tissue on the end of a stump. So it, usually we have a bone and it can be a problem. So we need to think about it when we make a socket. And special edition examination, AMG examination. So it's with a Maya box or with our like full complete with the hands and electrodes and other stuff. So what can be like some problems, some things to think about? Rudiments, we already like said that it can be a problem, and you can make a decision that you can't make a prosthetics because of rudiments. Joint, very short stump, I already said about it. hypertrophy of muscles. If we don't have a muscles, so we can't make a signal. But if we have only one muscle, or maybe two muscles work always together, it's okay. For INDY, it's okay. We have a mode to work to hand for working from one signal. It's okay. It will be not so nice for like it's from two signals, but it's okay. So scaring, of course, yeah, we already told about that. So maybe another one slide. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Mirbox. We already told about it, but never put a picture. Yeah, Mirbox, it's a really nice thing to make a test for patient. Maybe in clinic, you can take it with you. It's quite small box. So it's inside, it's a battery, display, two electrodes, and a USB cable, maybe wristband. So it's a thing to make understand, do we have a signals or not? We have possibility to put this Mirbox to your laptop. So we have a special app, and you can see the signals, you can see the graphics, and you can print it if you need, of course. Yeah. For my side, for patient, for you, it's okay. For you, like you see, like prosthesis, see that you have a signals, it's good or not, it's separate, can he separate it or not? But for user, for patient, it's this screen display or graphics on your laptop and not saying something. So better to, if patient have a not really nice signals or can separate it good, so put the hand like INDY on a patient and try it. Just try it maybe on a table without a prosthetic, whole prosthetic, just with a simple like complete. And this one will show us just, you can here rule the hand or not really. So the next slide. So, oh, and one more. I think if you want to make myoprosthetics, you need to have a Mirbox for sure.
Or you have to have like demonstration hand with the same function in stock. I mean, in the clinic.
Yep.
Because it's the same function as a Mirbox.
So application for Android, it's application for hand. So it's our class from other hands and market, because in app it's quite simple. So for Android, for Apple, for everything, yeah. And so two screens. We have two buttons, like big buttons. It's buttons for you, like it's open, close. It's just to check the hand, how it works. Everything is fine. It's open, it's closed, and it's really comfortable to make it when patient gives some strange signals, just don't understand, just don't catch how to operate with hand, and maybe you can just open and he will close, or maybe other way around. So it's just to for a first fitting, like that. Yeah. So we have two big adjustments for electrodes. It's a sensibility of electrodes, and it's quite a lot, as you see. So every small signal, if it's controlled, can be catched with these electrodes, and we can erase the sensibility easily, and it will be okay for operate hand.
So even the level of the sensitivity of the muscle or the signal is quite low. Yes, we can catch them and increase the sensitivity. Am I right?
Yep, you're right. Okay, so, and perfect. We have two parts. It's like lines, you see it on a graphic. So where's the part we have upper part of the screen, there will be a graphic if you have a signal. And these two lines, like white one and orange one, it's to put the range of signals. So you can adjust it for every patient, and with a really nice signal to make the movements really slow, fast, like he wants, proportional. And for really small signals, like really weak one, you can just make it smaller, this threshold, and of course it will be not so so nice to operate the hand, but he will can do this. So we have a lot of possibility to catch the really weak signals. So in this program we have a few controls. Classic mode control, it's flexion close, extension open, and like others we have, but interesting, one channel. One channel when you have only one muscle that have a signal. So we can make it for flexion or for extension, doesn't matter. Just first signal will be for closing, and when it's fall down, after this we'll make another signal, so it will be for open. It's not so fast like from 2 electrodes, maybe a little bit complicated for patient, but you just need to learn a little bit. I don't know, 1 day for 2 days, it depends of the brain. Yep.
Yeah, but it's only one solution, and if the patient has only one muscle, it's only one possibility for him.
Yep. So it's a nice solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
also here I see the swap sensors and swap buttons. What do you think about them? About these features?
as swap sensors, it's really nice for prosthesis, because if we put all together all electrodes inside and all electronic batteries and take it all together, our prosthetics, and we understand that open and close not the right position, we need to change place of this electrode. So we have these buttons, so we just put this button and everything okay. You don't need to take everything out and change it physically. So you can put it in our app.
Okay. So I think that's all about the application, and let's move on.
Yep.
Yeah, here is some scheme of socket manufacturing, and I think you will describe step by step what we are doing.
Yep. So socket manufacturing, we see a MG electrode, like a brick form, we call it. So we have a different form. We have a like button form, and like most of them EMG electrodes, like brick form. It's a blue one. So we have dummies for all the stuff that we need to have a place in a socket or between a socket. So we have a dummy for battery. It's quite big one. It's a big battery on a picture. Yeah, we have a dummy for electrodes. We have a lamination ring. And one thing about the lamination ring. Sorry, can you just put this in? Yes. Yeah.
Forward.
No. Back. Just. This one. Yeah. So the lamination ring. When you get the box, so new one, we have 2 dummies on upper part and lower part. It's a white one, and a screw. So don't unscrew it before you laminate it, because there's a silicone grease inside, and it's have a like vacuum, so it's a rise in resistance. But when you put it on or put it out for once, it can be not after that, like 50-50. So don't open it before you laminate it in an outer socket. Yeah, we have a nice picture for a button, how it looks like. So the main thing to remember, you need to remember that the place when you put a button, you need to have 12 millimeters inside the socket. So if you have a long stump, remember about it, because it can be a problem. You just cut a hole in the outer socket and inside like inner socket, so you cannot put a button. Yep. In the picture on the lower part, we can see that we need a space between inner socket and outer socket for electrodes. So don't forget to put all dummies for electrodes before you laminate. Because if you don't make it, so we can put too much pressure with electrodes on the stump. So.
Okay, so Nikita, I want to predict some question. Do we have some manual or instruction step by step how we should do that, and our list what do not to forget?
Yeah, we have a manual, but it's like instruction, yeah, how to make, how to put right way. But as I understand, many guys want to make really good instructions with a picture, maybe with a video. So I think we need to make the instruction with just picture. You just never make a prosthetic hand and you just look at it and make something. So step by step. Now we have some manual, but it's for guys who already made some prosthetic hand once too in their life. So
yeah, but today we saw that most of the audience, it's like 80% of people who are quite experienced, and I think that for them it's more than enough. And for new people who are newbies, yes, for this market and these products, we definitely will prepare some additional instruction with the videos that you mentioned.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Let's move on, or we have.
Yep, move on. Yep.
Okay.
So the procedure of making prosthetics. First of all, we need to make a cast with a patient. So it's a plaster cast. Yeah. So then we the main thing when you take a cast, you need to understand the place of electrodes. You just need to measure it with a boy or maybe with a trial complex with a hand and mark it. So don't forget. If you forget to mark the electrodes, so we don't understand where to put it. If it's normal standard appuntation, usually we have places like we have in mind places where to put electrodes, but sometimes it's strange. It's really strange sometimes places for electrodes. So don't forget to mark it. Yeah. Then we make a positive cast, make some corrections. I think if you make like from a few prosthetic before, so you know what to do. Yeah. Then we made a trial socket. Trial socket usually we made trial socket usually with a plastic. Like plastic, it can be a different plastic that you have in your market, but remember that it must be quite rigid for trial one to understand pressure points, some problems, and what happened with the stump inside. So then full it with plaster after trying. So we need to meet a patient, try with a hand, will be nice, try with a Maya box, understand the problems if we have it, maybe not, maybe it will be a perfect cast. So then we fill it with plaster, of course, and make inner socket already what will be in a prosthetic hand. So on a picture, we'll make it from tourmaline, nice tourmaline. It's can we make it there?
Yeah.
Nice tourmaline is a green one. It's super soft. It's made by Atobok, I think. Yeah. It's a really soft one material. So for my opinion, really good to make inner socket from a soft material. So soft plastics maybe if you want to make a lamination, use autocryl flexible. Like we have a market autocryl flexible autobox. Maybe in your markets you have another one. But I think plastic are better. Usually plastic are better. So we made inner socket. Don't forget all dummies to put in the right way. Maybe you need a tube to make a dunning sock, special dunning sock. Then we need to, second picture, we need to fill it with some rigid material. We use pigeon from Autobox, pigeon 200, it's the name. So it will be a form of the outer socket. Yep, the next picture. So the form from the outer socket, as you see in the picture, we need to grind to form as a hand, and we need to don't forget all dummies for a button, dummies for battery. If we have a short stump, we have a lot of work with the inner socket, but we don't care about the place between the sockets to put all electronic stuff inside. But usually we have a bigger stump, and we need to remember that we need to put under lamination our dummies. So about the dummies for button, actually we don't need any dummy for button, but as my appearance will be nice to put some like coin, 15 millimeters diameter will be enough, and the button will be put really nicely in outer socket. So lamination process, I think everybody know what is it. Usually we make it with carbon fiber or maybe glass fiber. For me, like carbon fiber is more nice to make it like stronger, because if you laminate just only on the normal socks for lamination, it will be too weak. So yeah, remember about it. So then grind, a lot of work, a lot of dirty work, and we have like two sockets we need to put inside on electronics. So we put electrodes to an inner socket. Then we put batteries inside, button, and we need to put all it together. Nice thing about taking everything together that we have all joints that we have there. You cannot put in not in the right way. So it's just not, you just can't do this. So they're all different.
So it's avoiding of mistakes where you have only one connector and you can't make a mistake because it's only one way to do that.
Yep. But be careful, because all cables are, it's a cables, like it's not really strong. So don't put it too much.
With too much pressure, and
yeah,
be careful with wires. Be careful with wires.
Yeah. So our recommendation to glue battery, it's a blue in a picture. Glue it with a double-sided tape, but nice double-sided tape to an inner socket, or maybe use Velcro. Just glue one part of Velcro on a battery and other part of Velcro on an inner socket.
Yeah. From this month, we supply it inside of the box. We supply this Velcro with two-side scotch. Yes.
Yeah. So and we need to have some patient with a put inside part with the electronics. This round one, it's going after lamination ring. It's in a picture on the right, and with a yellow round thing. So it's electronics, and they have a really small screws to screw it to a lamination ring. So don't forget to put it there. So and you need to really small screwdriver. And another thing, I think we have a picture, maybe next picture, yeah. How many, and next one? Okay, back. Yeah, oh, this one. How many millimeters we need to make for this electronics part? So 25 millimeters, sorry, we have a Russian rights, yeah. So we need, after lamination ring, we need 25 millimeters for these parts of electronic. Just remember it if you have a big stump.
It's for a long stump.
Yeah, for a long stump, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So
so batteries.
What do we do with the battery? Sure.
So here we have a picture that we need to put a little bit place. So we put a dummies for batteries before lamination, and we have two types of batteries, like small one and big one. So if you have enough space, you don't need to make this prosthetic for, I don't know, small child or maybe small girl. From my side, I think nice to put always a big battery. Yeah, because it's you have more freedom not to charge it like every day, or maybe have a lot of movements every day and operate your prosthetics a lot. So if you have a place, make a big one.
Okay, and if we don't have a place, we have this dummy piece, am I right?
Yeah, we have a special dummy, so it's inside the box, so you just need to put it. I think you cannot forget to put it inside the prosthetic because it's quite big thing.
Yeah, let's do it. It's obvious.
So about lamination ring, wrist part on this picture, you will never see it like that on a picture because it's in a hand. So just to understand what's happening. Lamination part, it's right now it's open. As I say before, we have two dummies on top and on the bottom. So before lamination, don't open it, please. So have a few lamination rings for different types of lengths of stump. So on a big picture, it's like normal one, like 19% of prosthetics going with this one. So in the middle, it's a lamination ring for a long stump. It's have a little bit different form, and we have a for really long stump. When you have every like half of centimeter, you count. You need to understand how long it will be. So we have a small one. Of course,
but it's not active.
Yeah, the small one, it's not really active, and patient must have a rotation in his stump, not in a rotated part, not in lamination part. Yep. So okay. Lamination part with a wrist part have a can rotate for 360 degrees from the setting. It can be unlocked if you rotate it 360 around. And in our manual for how to fix all the stuff, we have a special pictures how to put a lamination ring when you laminate it. So it's a important part to make it right way. Because if you can see with the wrist part, this blue round thing, and we have a special like brick on top. Yeah, so it's a brick, it's going inside the lamination ring to fix inside. So it must be lamination ring must be in good position, right position.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Let's move on.
Yep.
Here I think,
already have it.
Yeah, we have it, and I think that let's go through Q&A session. Dear colleagues, please ask your questions to Nikita, to me, and to our team. We will try to help you and give you as much information as we can.
So, which question will be first?
I again get some questions to the personal chat. And okay, we had some few questions left from the previous session. We'll get to them later. The most recent one is from Mr. Mohammed Usim. How EMG examination affects prescription?
Sorry.
If I understand correctly, the question appeared after you explained the work of the Mayo box.
Yeah.
How it can be, how the results can be also printed out by a CPO specialist if necessary. And the question is how this EMG examination can affect prescription.
So
again, if I understand the question correctly, whether the results, how the results of EMG test or assessment affect prescription of a prosthetic device.
So we just can test the patient, and then on your laptop you can print it, of course, and then you can just put all this like papers here on like you can give it on a patient and put some text like for like
recommendation.
Yeah, just if you have signals, EMG signals more than 50, it's quite good, it's controlled, we have graphics, so he really good patient for my prosthetic hand.
Do I hear you correctly that if you see that the level is below some minimum level, which is inside of the software, you give the paper that it's lower than 50 and it could be the problem. But if it's higher than this level, you give the prescription that it's good for myoelectric installation, and you can freely install any type of myo hand.
Yeah, I just copied this question to the general chat room. You can see it's Mr. Mohammed repeated the question from what is the minimum requirement for consideration. Yeah. So the minimum is 50. Correct?
I think they're just asking about if we have low signals, will it affect the working of the device? So how does the signals, for example, the signals we read on the application or on the Mayo box, how does it influence on our prescription criteria of the Indy hand? So can it be prescribed if the patient has low signals, or can it be prescribed if the patient has too high signals?
I think too high signals, it's not a problem. The main problem can be if patient not separate the signals. If it's high, but always going together. So maybe we need to, in this case, we need to use another program for one electrode. If it's low, so maybe the operation of a hand will be not so proportional. So lower signal, less proportional to operate the hand. But open close, it can be okay, and you can use prosthetic hand. So
somehow, what is the minimum signals we require? You mentioned it's 50.
Yeah, so usually it's 50, but if it's like 30, we can just erase it with our app.
Mm-hmm. And do we have like minimum? It could be 0, or it's no. For example, if it's 5, we can do that.
If it's 5, it's too less, I think. It's if 25 or maybe more than 20, we need to check it, but it can work.
Okay, so we could be careful about it. So after 50, everything is okay. From 20 to 50, we should be careful and check with Myo hand, and it would be great that you will have this Myo hand in stock. Yes, and check with the Myo hand, can this patient operate it or not?
Yep.
Okay, thank you for clarification here, because for me it's also an important question.
I have another question. I just put it in the general chat. Question from Mr. Mohit. What problem do we face while fitting of a long residual limb?
Like which problem with the long limb? Again, the place for all electronic parts. And like big socket, like this is a problem usually. It's like people don't like too much things on their hand. Yeah, so that can be a problem.
Wider socket.
Wider socket. Yeah. I think but about the length, I don't think will be a really problem if it's not much than 2 centimeters after wrist. About the length, it will be okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, another question. How do you connect the end effector wires to the arm? I put it as it is to the general chat. I wonder if it makes sense.
So,
how do you connect the end effector wires to the arm?
so 1 second.
You can just go back and show it to us on the picture. You need the end connections. Just go 2 or 3 slides previous. I think it's better to show it on the picture.
Here, this picture?
No.
This one.
Yeah, I think even this is okay. Yes, we have one connecting wire out of the final socket coming out. So it's usually it's up to.
Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Nikita, I think you can answer it, or we can just answer it together.
We just have one cable from the hand. Then it goes to this model with the other electrodes, and this small one that goes after lamination ring with a yellow round on the picture. And then we have a button inside it, one cable. So other cable for the battery, and other one for electrodes. So just put all together, and the cables connectors are different. So we'll be okay, you'll understand what puts in which connector.
Thank you, Nikita, for clarification. I see a good question about the cost of my box and does it rechargeable? Yes,
Yes, Mia box, it's rechargeable. They have a cable. You can put it. It's USB cable. On the picture, it's just USB cable, and you can charge it with your laptop or maybe with a charger, like normal charger for cell phone.
Yeah, and the price we can announce you after you will contact our colleagues from what region you are, and we will guide you where and what will be the price and where you can buy it, because everything depends here on the region.
And the next question is, can we prescribe INDY hand for person affected with Parkinson's disease?
Oh, depends. I don't know exactly. Can we do? We need to try to operate, and maybe it can be a problem. And
maybe yes, but it depends on the stage actually of the disease.
Because they can just have some sudden outburst of impulses, so it'll be hard to control it. I think that would be one major complication of giving it to a Parkinson's disease person. But like Evgeny said, it mainly depends on the stage, and if it's something in the lower stages, then it won't be a problem.
If it is the lower stage of the Parkinson, you don't have actually you don't have the level of tremor like bigger and higher than threshold level, and you can use the settings of the Bluetooth connection and decrease or increase the threshold level in this case. But everything here depends on the situation. If it's the last stage, I think unfortunately it will be useless for the patient with a high level of tremor.
Okay, there was a question about the small and big battery. Do we provide both batteries in the kit, or it comes a separate battery with a separate order?
That's a good question. Now we provide one battery, and you should choose what will be the capacity. The bigger capacity will have a bigger price, and smaller capacity, smaller price. That's all. And everything depends here on the patient level. Yes, if it's a short level, yes, or middle level. If it's not long level, you can use a smaller battery.
Okay, and a question from Ms. Hina: is the hand the same width as normal?
If you're talking about the size of the hand, we have it here. If you are talking about this width, yes, we try to give the same size or similar size nearby the patient side. If you are talking about the socket and the width of the socket, here you as a prosthetist are doing the cut and of course trying to make similarity. Yes, try to make it similar with the sound hand. I think I answered this question. I think, colleagues, we have maybe 2-3 minutes left, and maybe the last question for us, which we can answer, and other questions we can answer you later. You can contact Alexandra, me, Evgeny, Nikita, or Nabil later on. Yes, and we will send you the follow-up after this session, and you will have an opportunity to talk about any questions about the product, about installation, etc. directly, yes, and personally. Kirill, what question do you like? What will be the last?
Well, just the last one who came in. I put it in the overall chat. My box, what we get in my box, what we get. Is it an electrical signal or muscle movement? And what is the CI unit of that result, like 20 or 25 mH?
It's like electrical signals from a muscle that we want to see on the skin. So it's not the pushing of muscles. It's like myosignals that we catch on the skin. Just it's not pushing. It's not about the movement of muscle. It's about the like electricity they make on a surface of skin.
Okay, and you measure by my electric assistant, you measure the peak level while it's moving, or it should be released and calm, and you just measure.
No, we
measure
just peak movement. Yeah, I just
peak movement.
Show you like difference between you doing nothing and you have some something movement in your muscle.
Okay, okay. So it's if you will conclude this question, it's peak movement between flexion and extension.
Yeah.
And we measure it. If it's good, it's more than enough to operate by my hand. Okay, colleagues, I think that other questions we can discuss later on. Thank you so much for participating, for organizing, and thank you so much you to be there. next week we plan to organize the next session about side hands. It's here you see it's body powered 3D printed hands, which we produced for 6 years, and we are quite good in it. Dear colleagues, thank you so much, and I want to give you like small introduction for the next session. At the end of the next session, you will get the certificate about listening and participating in our both of webinars, and you can use it, you can print it, and you can start to work with our products remotely right now, to ask your regional manager, to ask your regional representative of Motorica about any help or doubt what do you have, and we can start with that, and you will have official authorized letter that you know the basic theory about our product. So thank you, colleagues, so much. Thank you, Nikita, for today's participation. See you in the next week, and we will discuss with you body-powered prosthesis by Motorica. Thank you, Nabil, Alexandra, Kirill.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Nikita.
Thank you.
Guys,
Yeah,
have a good
thank
evening.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
thank you,
Okay.
YouTube.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for your all.